And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the finale here, to the tail end of the group stage of the SEL StarCraft Evolution League Season 2 Championship Round 16 Group D. We have 2 matches remaining here. We have confirmation that Rogue is the first player to make it through the group stage into the playoffs. Now we're here to determine the second player through Group D. Will it be one Protoss or a Terran? Yet to be determined. As for now, we do have the elimination match. We actually have the first player to be eliminated from the group stage from Group D. We have Spirit and ReBellioN. They're facing off. As a reminder, the winner of this series plays against Creator in the next round, so we still have more matches ahead of us. But here we go. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. We're stepping into the ring here. Spirit is going to be rocking SE2. ReBellioN will be rocking Brood War. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing among SE2 people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. Oh, let's go. We're cheesing. As the boys are being pulled, and we're setting up the proxy right outside of the natural. Ooh, the SCV scout. Ah, he does SCV scout. SCV scout does get eyes on the boys, does get eyes on the pylon, as well as ReBellioN is making his way into the main base. What the hell are we doing here? Like, what's the plan? With 3 probes as well. Does pull in, does pull away, does force a reaction out of Spirit. 1 probe does peel off here to throw it in the gateway. Ah, but the wall's getting up. Yeah, Spirit, he fully walls up. Ay, ay, ay. Again, so unfortunate. We're going for a cannon rush. The Forge and Gateway. More pylons on the way, but again, it's unfortunate that Spirit went for the SCV scout. Otherwise, he might not be as prepared. 1 SCV does get killed. That will slightly delay the Rax. Rax is going to be slightly delayed, but for the most part, Spirit, he's on this. Is on this here. As we're still waiting a little bit longer, the Forge is almost done. We need those cannons. Gibbs. Oh, there we go. Cannons are on the way. Cannons are on the way. We're missing a little bit of DPS here with that probe. Marine production has begun. Bunker behind this. The bunker is going to be out of range of the side defense of the cannon. True. We'll be further back. Zell production has begun. Proxy Cybercore. Now, I was going to say that this makes sense in the sense that if you remember, Spirit played a lot of mech. He played a very turtle-heavy style against Creator. I'm sure ReBellioN was watching, and I'm sure he wants none of that. He's like, get me out of here, man. Get me out of here. So his goal here is to cheese a Spirit out, but we'll see if he can, because, again, Spirit, he's able to have a really quick reaction. 1 probe already goes down. The cannon has no high ground vision, but the Zealot is rocking up to provide that. The Zealot has arrived. Oof. Gonna be thrown away. We have the shield battery, and this doesn't really have much momentum. We're just now throwing down the robo. It just feels so late. The robo has begun, but the cannon's gonna go down. If the cannon goes down, the pylon goes down, and if we lose this position, then we can start laying siege upon the production. Down goes the cannon. Oh no! Oh, the Zealot takes a lot of hits. Barely survives. Very close. Will allow for the Dragoon to pop out. Dragoon does pop. Behind this, getting into tank production. Robo getting into the shuttle. So we can try to work our way up the ramp, but again, like I'm still not entirely convinced by this, Pappy. I'll be honest. Convince me, Pappy. Convince me. As we have the Bay on the way, that's going to be for Reaver production. Going Proxy Reaver. are getting in. So far, we have Spirits moving out across the map, going for his own drop. Does move out. As he moves out, ReBellioN moves in. Can he get on top of the tank? Oh. Goes to the mineral line. We'll lose one Dragoon. Again, a shaky start here for ReBellioN. And the drop gets across the map. The drop does get across. Shield battery's not done. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting far too much damage already. Nada, the Viking arrives, can focus on the shuttle. And it's all falling apart for ReBellioN. It was a quirky build, I will say that. It was very quirky. But GG gets called, gets shut down, and Spirits, he will take a 1-0 lead in the series. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Again, a quirky build out of ReBellioN unfortunately got scouted immediately, right? The SCV scout did get eyes on it immediately, so we saw that Spirit was able to react in kind, was able to help deal with the initial pylon, with the initial zealot, with the initial cannon as well. Really quick reaction with the bunker, with the 1-1-1 setup in the main base. Just a clean response out of Spirit and a shaky execution out of ReBellioN. With that, Spirit takes the lead. Spirit takes the lead, and we'll see if Spirit can claim the entire series here and now. The pressure is on ReBellioN. Oh boy, the pressure is on, and we're loading into a very large map of the map pool. Let's go, we're loading into Maganatha. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player, we have the SE2 Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he mounts back. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, we have the Polish Terran, we have the Brood War Terran. It is Spirit. Here we go. Go. So we are moving out. So far this time, ReBellioN is set up back at home, thank God. No proxy. The gateway is back at home, he goes for his probe scout, but only scouting this time. And of course, now the shoe's on the other foot. Now Spirit, he is the Brood War player instead. Now, we spoke about this earlier, how, in my opinion, it feels like ReBellioN might have wanted to cheese Spirit out because he wanted to avoid a kind of late game mech style. Coming to Maganatha, Spirit, he might embrace that. Might try to slow things down and embrace mech. We'll keep it on him. We'll see if he goes for a faster third TC. We'll see if he goes into additional factories. So our eyes are on Spirit. On the flip side, ReBellioN, he has a couple of tech options. He can open up Robo, Twilight Council, or Stargate. And we'll see where he takes us after the Cybercore. So far, standard opener out of our Protoss player. Meanwhile, double gas out of Spirit on the way. Settling in. I'm gonna be settling in here. Now, ReBellioN, he has actually played out some longer, later games in the past in StarCraft Evolution. I remember, it's vividly in my mind, ReBellioN, one of the few players, it was on ley lines where he went into Mass Arbiter against Mech, of all things. It might have been against Spirit. I can't remember if it was against Spirit or one of the other Korean Terran players. But, like, we have seen that from ReBellioN. It's one of the few times we saw Arbiters as well. But I guess, you know, ReBellioN, there was also him playing Brood War Protoss as well. But I'm curious to see. I'm hoping that he is willing to play out a longer game is what I'm getting at. For now, Robo Opener. Interesting, a very safe way to open up. Robo Opener allows you to get into early Immortal production. It also allows you to get into an early Bay, into early Colossus production as well. So a very defensive start here from ReBellioN. Very defensive. The downside of this, of course, without a Stargate, you have no Phoenixes or Oracles for harass and map control. Likewise, without Blink, you likewise also have no map control either. So we're going to be lacking map control, lacking aggressive potential. We could open up with an early Warp Prism to try to apply some pressure, but it's going to pale in comparison to what we would have with Blink Stalkers or with Oracles or with Phoenixes. Immortal production has begun. Adept shades into the main base. We do have additional factories. We have confirmation. It is mech. It is going to be mech out of Spirit. No surprises there. We saw it earlier against Creator. We're seeing it here against ReBellioN. So Spirit is going to make it up. ReBellioN, he has scouted. He has confirmed. He sees both factories. He knows. So ReBellioN, he's fully aware. Ion thrusters on the way. Spirit, he's going initially into mass vulture. Initially. Into a third CC. So faster CC here from Spirit. ReBellioN back at home, throwing down extra gateways. He's now aware of what's going on. There's the early warp prism, so he's going to be applying some pressure, moving out with this prism, moving out with the immortal. And Pamir is taking up. No Bay, which is good. We spoke about this in the Creator series, if you recall. I wasn't too fond of the Colossus response against mech, but going into Immortals, then into Charge, into Blink, into Archons, into High Templar, and a much more flexible mobile army is what you want. Now ReBellion's moving out. He gets spotted. ReBellioN is spotted. As more depths are warping in. I'm waiting for the Mass Goliath transition. Yo, it's not December of 2024 anymore, Pat. Not anymore. As we do pick off the Adepts. Adepts are cleaned up. Very nice defense here from Spirit. At the same time, warping into the main. Going for the slow-low warp in, but also going to be cleaned up. Gets a Vulture. Ooh, the Immortal taking a lot of damage. Yeah, the Immortal taking a lot of hits. Took down one tank, two Vultures. Spirit does hold nicely. Spirit does defend. But yes, in the chat I see MW. That is in reference to how Spirit used to play back in December of last year. Back before the Goliath got nerfed. If you remember, Spirit, he was the reason why the Goliath got nerfed. Quite hard. So Spirit, he did used to go Mass Goliath. And if you recall, we did see Spirit go into a heavy Goliath count against Creator, but there was reasoning for that. That was because, if you remember, Creator was going to Sky Toss. He had Colossus and Sky Toss, so it was more warranted to go into Mass Goliath. Here, I would imagine that Spirit won't have to commit into that heavy of a Goliath count unless there's a reason to. We'll see. We shall see. So now he's building up. Do you have ReBellioN looking to dive in? Armory's on the way. We have our first Goliath. Mir does move forward. Gets one, gets two tanks. Nice. Gets three. Oh my god. 3 tanks going down. And you can see no Spider Mines. No Spider Mines are set up here. There's no punish for the blinks. Spider Mines now on the way, but these are late. Yeah, late Spider Mines. Ooh, it baits out all of them with one Stalker. The bait was brutal, and the final tank goes down. It looks like Spirit, he's going to be broken. SCVs are falling. The third base is going to be denied. Massive big ups here from ReBellioN. And does he dive on the final tank? Not quite. But again, punishing Spirit for just barely not being ready with his Spider Mines. Speaking of, it does take down the final mines. Oh, blinks away. He could have tried to have dove forward, but now the tank gun is getting up. Again, we're making mass tank behind this. Tanks and Vultures. With that, Spirit should have a much more secure position at the natural. What's important though, Spirit, he's denied the third. Can we get a kill? Oh, can he get a kill? Well, 3 more volleys. Uno más, he gets it. Yeah, it doesn't repair in time. CC goes down. Very nicely done here by ReBellioN. Takes down the CC, and Spirit, he is going to be stuck on 2 bases, and that is the win condition for ReBellioN behind this. Stargate is on the way, getting ready for Sky Toss. Is getting ready. Spirit moves out with his vultures. Does move out for a counterattack, forcing ReBellioN back home. And ReBellioN, he does race back. He turns back around. Nice kiting here. Nice control. Spirit getting 6 probe kills, and from here he can pull away. No, he goes further in. Ooh. A little bit greedy here. Gets up to 7. But Spirit, he does get breathing room. He gets breathing room. He's now able to expand, able to get his 3rd base up. But ReBellioN has momentum. ReBellioN has to be careful not to overextend. At this point, now this area is secure. This area is very secure. We got a massive tank line. We got a minefield as well. Like, this is something that ReBellioN can no longer push into. It was nice damage early, but this is also why it's really crucial that ReBellioN is getting +1 air attack and getting a 2nd Stargate and a fleet beacon. Like right now, because of all this anti-ground, because of all the mines and tanks, now is the time for Sky Toss, for Tempest, and for carriers. This is also where Spirit is getting ready for his anti-air. We have the upgrades on the way for Goliath, we have Wraiths on the way, but soon we're going to need Goliaths, Valkyries, Wraiths. Soon we will need anti-air to counter the upcoming Sky Toss. The problem though is that Spirit doesn't know. Now he can assume, at this point he should be aware that he has plenty of anti-ground, that he is secure from any kind of ground assault. Now we do need the Goliaths, now we do need anti-air. And he's working on it, so he knows. Again, Spirit, he does know. Again, Sky Toss is on the horizon. As again, Spirit, he's forcing the Sky Toss. I'm not too convinced by going into Carrier instead of Tempest. Like, Tempests are typically more efficient units here. But regardless, I mean, Sky Toss is still going to be useful. Jesus, as again, we're just setting up so many mines. Spirit is turtling up. If you recall, this is the reason why I believe that ReBellioN went for the cheese in game 1, because he wanted to avoid this kind of game state and avoid his opponent turtling. Spirit is building up. From here, ReBellion's just running his army. We will need a mothership, for example, to support. Mothership getting a couple of Archons morphed in as well. Oh, and ReBellioN is pushing. And he has to be careful here. Okay, now arriving with a Sky Toss. There may be an opening that he can find depending on where the Goliaths are positioned. But Spirit, he spots the army, he responds. Yeah, he responds, he rotates. Everything rotates over. Everything rotates. Carriers pushing in. Goliaths are coming in for a flank. Oh, they're getting within range. One of the carriers taking a lot of damage. But the ground army has arrived. The first carrier is going to be targeted. Yeah, one carrier goes down to 4. Down to 4, down to 2, down to 3, down to 2. Yeah, down to 2 carriers. Aye. And ReBellion's losing too much. He's losing far too much here. And this is why I mentioned that I didn't like the idea of going carrier instead of Tempest, as Goliath can punch the carriers quite hard. Now we start Tempest production, but he cancels and he goes back into carrier. Okay, we're committed. Let's go. Let's go. ReBellioN is committed to mass carrier. Okay. Unfortunately, this does feel like a bit of a band-aid kind of composition. Not something that scales amazingly into Mass Goliath. Like right now, it is warranted to go Mass Goliath. It's what he needs against the Skytoss. So they try to charge in. They do get on top of all the tanks. Nicely done. So they do almost reset that tank count. The Zealots did a great job tanking. And as long as ReBellioN can keep reinforcing with Zealots, then he can try to get on top of the Goliaths. But it comes down to that ground army. Zealots, the Archons, the Immortals. Gets up the ramp. Spirity's going for the base trade. Let's go. We're committed. We're committing to the base trade. Spirit will lose 1 CC. At the same time, ReBellioN losing a Nexus. Bases are going to be going down. Now ReBellioN, he can always recall. True. Recall is available. Spirit is taking his time. The Goliaths are getting choked up on the tanks. Ooh, some of them are glitched out inside tanks as well. Ay, ay, ay. So Spirit is taking a long time, and more bases are falling. Spirit losing his third, losing his natural. Again, the anti-air is lacking here in the main. Just now making some Goliaths. Okay, with the turrets, Spirit, he holds onto the main. Now ReBellioN, after he kills the space, does he recall? What's the plan? Does he recall? Does he keep going? There it is. There's a recall. Does recall to the main. The tanks are on their own, so the carriers, if the Skytoss army, if he moves in, he can clean up all the tanks. Ooh, brutal tank shot, so yeah, the ground army moves in, 1 Archon goes down, gets an Archon, gets the second Archon as well. The Tempest can at least chip away at this army for free. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol here from ReBellioN, or he does miss the opportunity. Now he's moving forward. Once again, though, he's throwing away all of his ground units. Every Immortal goes down. And now it's only Carrier. And you can see they're just being targeted. Yeah, 1. They're getting 3 shots. Carriers are going down. Again, ReBellioN, he chose to commit to Mass Carrier. He chose to commit to a subpar army. And he will lose everything. He will lose everything. With that, there's nothing left. GG gets called, and with that, Spirit will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the decider match. GG. GG, well played. There was a moment there where ReBellioN, he made 1 Tempest. It was as his army was pulling back after the first fight, then he cancelled and he still went into Mass Carrier. Like, Mass Carrier does not scale well into a longer game. Like, carriers, I did mention this earlier, I did say this phrase earlier, carriers are kind of like a band-aid solution. Like, they're like a stepping stone into something greater typically. They can be a good supportive units, but again, as we saw, the Goliaths were able to punish and brutalize those carriers. We saw 2 Tempests at the very end of the game, but that was only at the very end, and we never really got to make use of them. So with that, GG well played. With that, we did see Spirit popping off. Seems popping off. It was also, I want to say, the correct call to go for the base trade. As you saw, we actually had a better fight. There was actually one fight that went ReBellion's way when he had Zealot reinforcements. When he moved in with his army, when Zealots were tanking the tank shots, he was actually getting into the tanks and getting into the Goliaths as well. Like, he was actually trading really nicely in that head-on fight, but that was really the only moment. After that, Spirit just avoided the main army, went for the base trade. GG. GG, well played. And with that, congratulations, Spirit, he does advance on, and now we have one final series to determine the last remaining players for StarCraft Evolution playoffs. Let's go. Let us go. It's going to be a rematch. It's going to be a rematch here between Spirit and Creator. Oh boy.